Hi all, welcome back to Beauty Lady. Today I show you a braided hairstyle for school. Done. Do you think this hairstyle is beautiful? How do you see my story today? Have you thought about what to buy on Black Friday? Love all. Please listen to my story today.
My dad told me about my terrible mother. My mom, whom I've never met before, had a secret that only until 25 years later, my dad decided to tell me. She was a criminal, and this story is his memories of her. I'm Rosie, 25 years old. I'm living with my single father. From a young age, I did not know who my mother was. Only my father was by my side. He never told me about my mom. My dad is Nathan, 50 years old. One day, my dad told me to prepare my luggage and accompany him on a bus ride to a town far away from the city. In the car, he told me the truth about my mother that I had always been wondering about. We're going to pick her up from the detention center, and today is the day she finishes her term. 25 years ago, when my father was a senior at the university, he met my mother, and their love story began there. Nathan met Nami, my mom, at a school welcome party, and they were both in a mini game. Nami was a lovely and kind international student. My dad was attracted to her from the first moment they met. At the end of the party, Nathan spotted Nami crying in the hallway. He approached her and learned that Nami had just broken up with her betrayal lover. That guy left her to pursue someone else. Using this opportunity, Nathan comforted Nami and earned her trust. After a week, they gradually became closer. On one fateful night, they invited each other for a drink, got drunk, and made love with each other. The next morning, Nathan confessed his love to Nami. My dad wanted them to be in a steady relationship and stop being just ordinary friends. Nami agreed, and they became a beautiful couple. Nami was a lovely girl with a slightly chubby appearance, and she had a huge passion for food. It wasn't a big deal to my dad. On the contrary, he pampered her and bought Nami what she liked, taking her out to eat delicious food every time they dated. Nathan loved to watch Nami eat, and when she adorably asked for more food, he was happy to do those things for his lover. Nami seemed to gain more weight and got much fatter than when they first met. But because he was in love, my dad didn't care much about it. After a while, Nami's stomach grew larger, which made walking more difficult than before. She started to experience back pain, fatigue, and it seemed like her mood had changed constantly. Nami became difficult, often grumpy. She was often absent from school because of not feeling well. Those symptoms made Nathan really suspicious, and he began to look them up. After reading a lot of books and articles, he believed that Nami might have been pregnant. He was secretly happy and dreamed about a future wedding with her. One time, while visiting a friend at the hospital, Nathan met Nami, who had just come out of the maternity clinic. Along with the symptoms he found out before, he was sure Nami was pregnant. Thinking that he was about to become a father, he was beyond happy. Nathan was ready to graduate and wanted to marry Nami soon. Best of all, they would have a baby even before they got married. But even though Nathan tried to ask a lot of questions, Nami always dismissed him and said that he was delusional, that she only went to the hospital to examine her stomach. As for the growing belly, she explained that it was because she kept gaining weight from eating a lot. Nami reassured Nathan by saying that she truly loved him and wanted to marry him after graduation. But now was not the right time for kids. Nami's words left Nathan quite disappointed. All hopes of being a father were quickly extinguished. Nami became more and more difficult. They quarreled more, even on very little things. During an argument, Nami said she wanted to break up. Nathan was extremely panicked, and he offered to go to her house to make up with her. But how strange! Nami was determined not to let Nathan come. She said she was busy and wasn't at home. But Nathan stubbornly stood in front of her door and waited until Nami returned to meet her at all cost. He also bought her a lot of food. The truth is, Nami wasn't busy, nor going anywhere. She was alone in her room. Nathan tried to call and ring the bell, convincing Nami to open the door. After a while, she opened the door for Nathan to enter. Her face was a bit pale. Nathan hurriedly gave her the food. She didn't seem as excited as usual and reluctantly ate a bit, then lay down tiredly on the bed. After a while, Nami sat up and whimpered that she had a terrible stomachache. She went to the toilet and Nathan began to hear her heavy breathing behind the door. He tried to bang on the door, but Nami just said she was fine. Thinking that his girlfriend might have food poisoning, he became furious and deeply regretted buying her unsafe food. From inside the toilet, Nathan could hear a painful moan from Nami. The only thing my dad wanted to do right then was to go to the restaurant and sue the owner for selling poor quality food. But he couldn't leave his girlfriend alone. Impatient, anxious, and confused, he could only walk around in a circle and waited for her to come out. Not long after, Nami came out from the toilet with a pale face and trembling body. She came out with a black cloth bag in her arms and told Nathan to stay in the room so she could take the clothes outside to wash for accidentally vomiting on them. Nathan was about to take the bag and offered to wash it for her, but Nami became panicked and determined not to let him touch it. At Nami's strangely determination, he had no other way but to accept and let his lover wearily walk out. 10 minutes later, Nami came back and fell on the bed. She looked straight up at the ceiling and started crying. Feeling confused, Nathan tried to ask questions, but was only replied with his girlfriend's uncontrollable sobs. My dad thought it might be because my mom was tired and had a stomachache again. He angrily demanded to sue the restaurant, but she quickly calmed him down and asked him for hugs and sleep. When Nami was sound asleep, Nathan woke up and went out. He wanted to go to the restaurant to make them explain about the food. When he passed the apartment hall, he saw a crowd of people gossiping in the garbage collection area. It was so crowded that he couldn't get in. An elderly lady nearby told him that a newborn baby had just been thrown here and people were trying to save her life. Nathan tried to look inside. The paramedics were giving first aid to a child wrapped in a pile of old clothes. And that's unbelievable. That cloth bag around the baby was very similar to the one Nami had carried in her arms just then. Nathan panicked and realized all his doubts were correct. Nami was pregnant, and it was most likely that the baby thrown in the trash was his. He panicked and rushed back to his room to ask Nami about that. She was a bit panicked, but firmly denied it. 3 days later, Nami just isolated herself in the apartment and cried. My dad had to stay awake and stay by her side all the time. Every night, Nami would be oddly startled, panic, and when she fell asleep, she muttered about a certain child. Meanwhile, people still blockaded the area around the building to investigate the case. After days of persistent persuasion from Nathan, Nami finally told him everything. Nathan was shocked when Nami said that she was the one who threw the baby, but now she regretted it all and decided to turn herself in. At the police station, Nami confessed the whole truth. It turned out that her large belly was not from gaining weight, but because she was pregnant with her ex-boyfriend who betrayed her, not with Nathan. She hid that from everyone because the pregnancy was too big for abortion. The betrayed ex-lover promised to take responsibility, but he ran away. Now Nathan understood the reasons Nami had always had an appetite, gained so much weight, and had mood swings constantly. She gave birth by herself in the toilet and even threw her baby in the garbage collection area. She thought the baby would die and no one would know about it. She hid it from Nathan because she didn't want him to have a child that wasn't his and wanted to get rid of the baby so she could start fresh again. Nami was sentenced to 25 years in prison for intentionally murdering and abandoning her child. She cried a lot during her time in prison and always wanted to be able to raise her poor child to make up for her mistakes. Of course, Nathan also had to come to the police station for the investigation. And now you know, that child is me. After the case was closed and he was allowed to leave the police station, my father came to the hospital to pick me up and raise me as his biological child until today. I was surprised to hear my father's story. Today is also the day when my mother finishes her term. Dad and I come to pick her up. I'm still sitting in the car right now and feeling very nervous. I don't know how I should face it when I meet my criminal mother.
How do you see my story today? Let me know what you think.